Yeah.
Show and Tell Boston After Dark. This is part 2 of our sexuality and the spectrum conversation. We have 2 new people that we're here with. Richard, I've left the conversation. Can I get you guys to introduce yourself? Who you are, what your sexuality is, and what you do.
Hey y'all, what up? My name is X the God. I like women a lot. I think they're great.
No men?
All kind of women?
I'm not even sure how to answer that, to be honest. I'm gonna say yeah, I'm not even sure. I like
Cis women?
Man, y'all gonna have to educate me tonight,
Okay,
man.
we're gonna educate the brother on that.
I like women, you know what I'm saying? But VJJ, I like organic vaginas. That's what I like.
Organic. I eat all things organic.
You know what, BBL? Honestly, yo, like, I don't judge and stuff, but if you ask me my personal preference, I like natural women. I know a lot of women say, oh, all these guys say they like natural girls, but then they go for the BBL. Da, da, da. Nah, I literally like natural women. I don't judge, though. So if you see me with a girl with a weave, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. But typically...
Don't call them out.
Okay, that's enough conversation.
Typically, I like natural women. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So I like organic, natural women. And you know what I'm saying? Whatever y'all want to call that, go crazy on your shit. But what I do music. I do film. I do photography. I'm just a multimedia trap dude, man. I do all types of shit. So, yeah.
Let's go.
Boom.
Hi, everyone. I'm Sabri. I am a bisexual woman.
Okay.
What do
Not
I
a
do?
pan? A bi?
You said what?
Not a pan? Not a pansexual?
I don't think so.
Bi?
I don't think. I can't say for sure. I can't say for sure,
Okay.
but I don't think so.
On the spectrum.
There's
What
room
do-
for growth.
Yeah, you know, like I'm
exploration.
learning myself. What do? I am an entrepreneur, and I help individuals and organizations who are fighting for liberation with their grants, writing, and their financial management.
Yo, hit her up, bro.
Nice.
Hit her up. So the first thing, elephant out of the room. So for everyone who's like pan or dates like men, you know, we had Richard on, and I was kind of wondering, like, is that kind of like the issues that you guys find with like heterosexual men? And if you guys want to talk
Or
about
heterosexual people. Because heterosexual men and women can
Richard
both
was
have different stigma.
everyone was attacking Richard.
Yeah,
so,
he was
you know what I mean?
representing-
Like there was
for a certain group.
but can I get your guys' ideas and
We love you, Richard.
Shout out Richard.
shout out Richard. He ran out of here.
Yeah.
I fuck with him.
He wasn't crying, though. He held his head up
One
strong.
more time, like clearly.
So when we had Richard, like, were those some of the things that he was saying, kind of your issues with heterosexual men?
Yeah. So because I am Mashiri the God, I run into men, certain types of men that feel the need to correct me. For example,
Mansplaining?
yeah, kind of. You know, they'll be like, "Are you sure it's not Mashiri the goddess?" No, it's what I said it is. It's what I said it is. It's Mashiri the God. And so I run into that. I have ran into women / non-binary folks that have, what's the word I'm looking for? That have minimized my preference by certain things that they say, the language that they use. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, you know, example, I bet you fucking with niggas. What does that mean? Are we talking about pussy? What are we talking about? You know? Things like that. I get it up from both ends, and I'm not bisexual. So I think that, yes, Richard was a huge trigger, a great reminder of why I don't deal with that. But also you get it from both ends. So it's really, I feel like it's a person to person thing. It's a human thing. I run into issues from both sides.
So I have a question. What would it take for you to date a man again? What kind of man would he have to be to completely change your mind and your spirit and erase everything that you've ever felt and thought about a man.
What if he had a micro penis? That's kind of
No, that's another topic. No. I'm driving down the road. He just took the wheel. Hold on. We're going to come back. Wait. But no. What would it take? Because he would have to be one spectacular king. And is it possible?
Maybe. I know enough to know that I should never say never. But safety, emotional safety. If I can be free with myself, big plus. Big plus. And that's on both ends. But especially with men because, example, Richard was a great example. Shout out to Richard. But, yeah, I can't say never, but I know what I crave. I know what I love. I know what I lean towards. And I love men. I think men are beautiful. I think there are some beautiful ass men. Don't touch me though.
Beautiful. That's the right word too. Beautiful.
Don't touch me though. You know.
So show of hands, who would particularly
touch her?
Change their sexuality, given the circumstance? Because some people's like, "No, this is what it is till we die." Okay, that's it.
Well, first of all, because there's a bunch of like pan people.
Right.
First
can you
guys
Can you guys explain? But no, yeah.
For people who don't know, can you guys explain?
Yeah,
I put my hand up that I would.
Yeah, let her clarify that.
So I put my hand up that I would change my sexuality, but I just want to be clear that the word change is very wide and direct, and I feel like I wouldn't change it. I would alter it. I would date a man, but I still would be attracted to women no matter what. And while I am a lesbian at the moment, I am attracted to men. So it would be an alteration more than a complete crossover change.
One of those untrustables.
Little adjustment. You just went up a half note. Just a half inch.
That's tricky because I'm attracted to men. I don't want to fuck them. You know? Can I say that?
That's the emotional piece because you said you need the safety. You said you need the emotional piece. And you know what? For a lot of people, when they talk about sexuality, we said that sexuality is not just about sex. It's about emotion. So a lot of times it's like, I'm attracted to you. Do I want to have sex with you? No. A lot of people can contest to that. A lot of people contest to that. So that's the emotional piece you're saying. That's the one thing you're missing. No one has given you that emotional safety. So it's not on your mind.
Emotional safety with men.
Can you tell us exactly when you've kind of like lost faith in men and kind of like lost that sexuality in men?
I would say I was about 26-ish.
How old are you?
So that was like 9 years ago. I'm 35.
Team no dick for 9 years.
No. I've had dick.
Oh, okay, my bad.
Let's clarify. Okay. I've had some dick from both sides. But what I realized is that I love dick from black women. Dick from black women, top tier.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Thank you.
And I agree.
Yeah, that part.
There's nothing we can't do.
That part.
I'm so confused.
Best dick from a woman, best head from a guy. Yes.
And that too.
I got a question.
Best head
I disagree with that part, though. I disagree with that.
What do you disagree with?
Oh, you said the best head. I disagree with that part. But
I said best head from a guy.
Huh?
Best head from a guy.
Did you give her head? What are you talking about?
Oh, no.
She said
You want to try it?
She's talking about her experiences, bro. Let's get out her laundry. You can't take away her experiences.
What?
That's true. No, wait, rewind. What did you say? I didn't hear that.
She said that black women give the best head.
And dick.
Yeah,
Hold
that's her
on.
experience.
And dick.
And I don't know nothing about the dick part, but when she said head, I was like, I don't know about that. But I wasn't even going to go into that. I actually wanted to ask her another question. I was waiting for her to finish, but then she said that. I was like, huh? But I wanted to ask you, what do you mean by emotional safety? And what does a guy have to do to give you that?
Emotional safety. There's a lot. I don't like hypocrisy. So if you feel like you can go outside and do your thing, I can too. You know what I'm saying? I can too. Emotional safety. Don't throw things in my face. If I confide something in you, or if I share something with you, do not throw that shit in my face, especially with that misogyny fuckery. And I would like to say Richard is a great example. Sorry, Richard.
Shout out Richard. Shout out
but
Richard.
we love him. But he's just a great example. Like, you know, he just laid it down in a way that just reminded me.
Dick.
Yeah,
So
very
maybe
much.
He was just being a
very
dick to
much.
us.
Yeah, that's true.
So
American culture.
I was today years old.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, it's true.
I just don't like
Okay.
feeling like I have to be one thing. I don't want to be in the kitchen. I will not be in your kitchen or mine.
Who's gonna cook?
I don't
don't
want
cook
you in my
at
house.
all?
I cook for myself.
You ain't gonna
So you
cook for
I don't
me?
want you in my house.
You ain't gonna cook for me?
Oh, I cook for my kids. I cook for my kids, absolutely. And they cook for themselves too. And they cook for me. It's all love in my house. My house feels like love. That's the point.
But you
What
ain't gonna
I'm
cook for me
saying
though?
is, what I cook for you?
But you ain't gonna cook for me though? Your house
gonna
is all
pay me?
love, but you ain't gonna. So your house is all love, but I gotta
gonna
pay you.
Yeah, you gotta pay me.
Oh, me? I gotta
You're
pay
not
you.
my person. You're not my person.
Yeah, because this was real personal for a second.
Okay.
Pay with what though? Pay with what though? Like money,
All
money?
right,
or-
let's
Finish your thought.
Finish your thought,
I
because I have
think
one
what
for
y'all
you.
need to know is that the way how I view men, when I was fucking with men, when I was sitting on dick, to be specific, it was for my ego, because men are easy.
Ooh, okay.
Shout out to me.
Men are
Easy.
easy.
That she ain't lying though. She ain't
Niggas is
lying.
easy.
She ain't lying.
It was for my ego. I don't need that anymore. I know I'm fine. 1, 2, I know that I can sit on dick whenever I want it. I don't want it from men. What I'm more interested in is doing what feels right for me. I love women. I love taking care of women. I love cooking for women.
You're in their kitchen?
I love eating pussy. I love all of that.
I
I
hear
love
that.
loving women.
So
I'm sticking with what feels good and true to myself.
So here's the thing. Brothers don't need to be upset about a woman's preference for women. There are enough women who love penis to not be upset about the women who find it disgusting. And that's just what it is. And someone who loves it both, I can guarantee you there's reasons, she has valid reasons why she doesn't want to mess with men. There's lots of women who have valid reasons why they don't want to mess with men. I don't want to make this a man bashing thing because I love them so much, but we can talk about the trauma that men put on women. We could talk about rape. We could talk about trafficking. We could talk about family trauma. We could talk about so many things. Respect it. A lot of times when a woman says, I used to, but I don't, there's a real sensitive reason. And you got to leave that alone. She might come up out of it. She might not. Find one who don't. That's all I got to say.
Can I just say one thing? Just to iterate on what you said, women are traumatizing too. Just to be clear, women are very
That part.
traumatizing as well.
But that'll never turn a man
That's
gay
a
though.
fact.
No, but
Like,
it
oh my
would.
God, she was so mean to me. I'm
But
gonna go suck some
I'm
dick.
speaking from lesbian. No.
That has never happened.
Women are traumatizing.
I'm speaking from a lesbian point of view.
Yeah.
Women are toxic as well, and it could turn you towards a man. Towards a man. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
You say I'm good over here.
That's true. That's true.
Yes. Before the queen, who announced herself as pansexual, one would assume that being pansexual, dating must be awesome for you.
But
that
first
you
to
don't
find-
have a problem getting anyone because you are open and loving to everyone. But let's talk about that. How's the dating life? Is that a thing?
And please define pansexual for people who don't know.
Okay, so pansexual means
Where's Siri at? Siri?
Pansexual, I think the most basic form is that you are romantically attracted to folks of multiple genders. Like, it's not limited to man, woman, non-binary, trans, unregistered. Like, it's pretty
Unregistered
open. Yes.
immigrants?
Unregistered. I mean, it's
And was
just,
it always like that?
So in high school, I came out as bi first. Like, I don't know, when I first started having, like, you know, them sensations for people. That's all I can describe it. Every time I had, like, sensations for people, it wasn't gender-based. It was like, I like how you make me feel. You attractive. Or, like, I'd be attracted to people who just are so very different. So I just couldn't really define it. And then when college happened, I went to Smith College. Shout out to y'all. Which is the home of the lesbian. Yes.
What you say? Simmons College? What you say?
I mean,
oh, okay.
I mean the cousin. Because and Smith is like, that's when my awakening like really opened, where I was just like, women. Trans folk, yes. Non-binary folk, yep. And there were always men around. They never knew how to fucking go someplace. Like, they were always around. Folks would be like, oh, you go to an all-women's college. Like, where are the men at? I'm like, they're always here. They know that we're here. So they come to find us. So, and then I think I came out as pansexual like that first year. Because I was like, yeah, I feel like my attraction is just too broad to be specific. Yeah.
So there is no top. They're all on the same level of your love and
romantically, it is women. It is women of all forms. Like I just, like I said, I'm daddy. Like I want to.
With the baby too.
I want to. Yes, like I want to take care of my partner. I want to do those things. I want to be like. Because I also saw that with my dad. My mom and my dad have been together since high school. Like, they came over to this country together. Yes. And they just...
that don't happen.
I was just hanging out with them just now. Like,
From
my
where?
dad was... Jamaica.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, bop.
Yes. So they just have, like, a love and just... how they talk about it, they have a confidence in their love with each other that just... it's unmatched. I haven't seen it anywhere else. But also, I don't want that. Like, I'm like, somebody in my house all day. Like, I get it, like, having somebody to rely on, like, having that. But I don't want that in just one person. Because I can see how that, like, my parents love it. But I can see how that, like, builds a pressure or a, like, you're my person, so you have to do all of these things for me. Like, what is it? It's like... You're the person that got to. You're the person that has to answer the phone when I call. Like you have to answer. You're the person.
The pressure of being the one.
Yes, and like it's nice to see. Like that's my one example. But none of my siblings have done that. Like we haven't like found somebody in high school and just were with them forever. We all have done our like sexual explorations and shit like that. And I don't know. It's just different. And then with me, like. You know, I got more into like the adult kink scene and like parties and stuff like that, and just exploring and being like, yo, I don't have to be with just one person, and I can go home alone and just.
I have a question for you.
Explore. Yeah.
I didn't mean to cut you off. I do have a question for you though. Yes. So.
I'm
I have two questions for you. Do you believe in poly, or do you just feel like you should just live freely and date and not be held down? And the second question I would have for you, that I had first before you said more, is, and this is very personal, so if you don't want to answer, I understand. But you say you're pansexual and you like women, so I'm trying to figure out the pregnancy.
Ooh.
Oh, damn, I didn't think about that.
Yes.
The pansexual, that's included.
No offense, I just want to know, like, where, you know.
Yes. So I'm kind of like in between, like I'm in between extremes, which means I'm both. So it's like I fuck with poly, but I also fuck with not being with anybody seriously around. Like, you know that expectation of dating where it's like Valentine's Day, that motherfucker better be up over here with the chocolates at least, like
the chocolates.
Yes. And like I'm daddy, I want to do that for somebody. I want to like be the person that pops up every once in a while, but I'm not expected to do that every time. So yeah, like I also have been in like, I've been in the relationship where it's like me and this person, but we have a third, or we have like our own people, or I've been the third, like popping into relationships.
The third wheel.
Yep, like popping in.
No popping?
Oh yeah. I'm not a cheating person. I do not have that energy.
Like, does she look familiar? Put the camera on her real quick. Did you see her jumping out your window?
No. And I also enjoyed that, like, playing that role, like popping up to the side, and when we want to hang out, we hang out. But y'all do the relationship stuff, and I go home and I sleep in my bed, and like I don't like to cheat on my bed.
Life must be so good for you.
Unbothered.
You are unbothered by anybody and their shit.
Nobody's mad at me, and I've been in relationships. Like I've been in long-term relationships and like shorter joints, and each time, like I don't know, this is sad to say, but each time it's me leaving them. It's me doing the breaking up and being like, yo.
And what's your sign, by the way?
Aquarius.
Aquarius.
For the other pansexual people, like it's
Who's
like,
the other person?
Oh wait,
yes.
I wanted to.
Okay. Both of you.
But I wanted to.
So I would love for them to answer some of these questions as well.
Yes.
How she pregnant? I just want to know.
Oh yes. So
you don't know who the daddy is? What's up?
Well, cause you said you're pan, and you say you mostly love women, so I just want to know how the pregnancy came about. If you feel comfortable.
I'm romantically interested in women, like mainly, but like sex and exploration, like I just enjoy a penis. It hits me right. It hits me tight.
Yo, you could have been scissoring for 11 months, and then 1 month you just wanted some penis, and then boom, we got a baby.
But listen,
Yes.
but look, given that women can also penetrate with strap-ons.
But that's usually my job. I'm the strap.
Okay, so yes. Okay, I will keep that in mind. Yes,
I'm
okay,
daddy.
yeah, okay, yeah.
But so with this dude in particular, like years and years ago, he's just so fine. I had a meeting with him, and I was just like,
"What's his Instagram?"
Yeah, pull his picture up on the screen.
No,
we're gonna pull him up.
We got a dog judging.
Not pulling him out.
We're gonna rate him on this one.
Not pulling him out. But years ago, I was in a relationship, and I met him, and I was just like, damn, this motherfucker's so fine. And I was with somebody that I was open with, but he wasn't interested in me fucking other dudes. Like, he was more of like the you can be with women type. So often. And then years later, I reconnected with this dude, and just like, it was like every month or so, we would just have like a date to link up and have a good ass time. And the most recent time, like, it was like looking back on it, it was just like, damn, that was a good ass night. Like, that was a good ass night. And then like a month or so later, like, it was confirmed I was pregnant. I was like, hey, this thing happened. He was like, wow, that's crazy. And then we just reminisced on it being a good ass night.
How good it was, okay?
Like, yeah.
He was made with love. Baby was made with love.
That was a good ass time.
Yeah, give me that.
But for my other pansexual partners here, okay, what do you guys think? Is dating easy? Is it fun because you have this wide range of selection of people? Because I know it sucks for me. Ain't nothing out here in Boston, okay?
You don't fuck with bisexuals.
I love men and I want to be married to a man, and it's horrible. It's horrible out here. It's horrible.
Yeah, because we think
if I was pan, let's just take a look at my options out here. But I mean, how is the dating life for you guys?
You want to go?
Yeah. Honestly, I think it's just all about being open and like just doing what you feel like naturally and not expecting anything. I feel like most of the time we're in our heads a lot, and just thinking about like what is like the right thing to do instead of like what you feel is the right thing to do.
Okay.
Because the real question is, how can anyone trust you? It's just like, oh my god, he's just like, oh my god, yeah. He's just like, oh yeah, he's with his friends. No. Oh, but yeah, but
we trust you all?
I'm just saying.
Dun, dun, dun.
You know what I'm interested in, right? I like vaginas, right? She's like, oh, you hanging out with the girls? Oh, you're not hanging with the girls, you hanging with your boys?
But you know what? I'm glad,
Cool.
you know what?
Oh, you hanging with your boys?
Yeah.
Well, you like your boys. I don't know.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but I just had to throw it out there that's what got this sexuality conversation going. The last podcast we had, someone asked a question, would you date a bisexual man? And the crowd went in uproars, okay? Because you had men that said, no, I wouldn't date a bisexual woman. Because most brothers do fantasize about it, think it's hot, right? America, lesbians are hot, right? But he said the same thing. I don't trust her. I wouldn't trust her. And there was some women who said they would date a bisexual man. And me personally, I said I wouldn't because, again, I don't know if I can trust them. Now I gotta worry about you with your homies playing ball. Really? It's been 3 hours. I gotta pull up at the Y.
What are you doing?
You know what I mean? And then you gotta call your girls, girl, I gotta pull up at the Y because he said that's his cousin, but they don't look nothing alike. And you know what I mean?
They don't even look like Pans.
But yeah, there is a thing. And again, I thought, I
They were
forgot
pots.
about pansexuals, but being bisexual, that's always the thing that you're gonna cross over anytime, or that you cannot leave the other gender alone. So yeah, Kareem, and you guys can
So
share.
I think there's just like a stigma behind like bisexuality because of that aspect, and it's kind of silly because like we're all adults, and it's like there's people who are gonna be faithful, and there's people who are not gonna be faithful. You can just like base things off of like past experiences, like because everyone is gonna be different that you deal with like along your journey in life. So.
But also, it's like about temptation. So I'll let you go. But like, who are you gonna be tempted around? You know what I mean? Like, if you're in a heterosexual relationship, you kind of have a specific person. Like, oh, they'll be tempted around this person. If you want to be faithful, you won't do this thing around. If you're pansexual, you kind of really don't know.
But why can't people just have self-control?
Thank you.
That's the
It's
thing.
true.
Having
It's
options
true.
doesn't mean you're going to be unfaithful.
Right.
Like, I gotta say, it is easier to date as a pansexual person in the sense that I do have more options. That's kind of great. But at the same time, like, okay, I will say I'm polyamorous, so I have multiple relationships right now.
Ooh.
I got a good life.
Your dominatrix, you're kicking them all in
I
the
got
balls.
a good life. Yeah. But yeah, it's all I ever wanted.
Living the dream.
Yeah, you know. But at the same time, like for me as a polyamorous person, I like dating. Sometimes like I'll meet someone, they're like, well, how do I know you're not just gonna be like fucking everyone? And, like because I'm polyamorous, that doesn't mean I'm a cheater.
Exactly.
It means that I talk to you. And if someone comes along and I want to hook up with them, I'm gonna talk to you because that's my relationship. That's what I can do. And like I would stay away from people who think that they can't trust me because of my sexuality. Just because there are more people for me to date in the world doesn't mean that I'm going to be a bad person and cheat.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
yeah.
Also,
That's
like to add to that is like we all know what we want, and I think if people would just be upfront and honest about that in the beginning, instead of like trying to confine themselves to this one person, and it's like you wouldn't be attempting to cheat if you were just living your truth.
So do you think it's silly if like say like there was like say like you're a heterosexual man, say your ex, right? And he has like a girl, and the ex is like, I'm gonna go hang out with this girl at her crib, right? And just because she's a girl and he's heterosexual, that would be inappropriate.
That
Do you think
means
would be-
they're fucking.
Do you think that would be inappropriate for her to think that like, oh,
Yes.
because I shouldn't assume anything because he's sexually attracted to girls, but he's with this girl at her own crib, like, you know what I mean? Like,
So I just want to say I dated a gay man. So I don't know if that.
you dated a gay man?
Yeah.
Why did he date you?
Um.
How is he gay if he dated you?
Okay. So I.
You have a penis?
Sexuality is a spectrum. Listen.
Sorry.
The spectrum.
There's also different types of
I never had
attractions.
sex with him.
Oh.
And I didn't mind that he had sex with other men, and I liked women, but we dated because our emotions were involved, not our sex.
Exactly.
Not our like body parts.
There's
And we
emotional
dated,
connections.
and
There's sexual.
Sorry. One mic.
Sorry. Yeah, I dated a gay man, and we dated for about 6 months. I stayed in touch with him my whole life until he passed away. Just want to say,
Oh,
not from HIV
condolences.
or anything like that, but just from health reasons. And I loved him. He had a daughter, so he had other previous relationships with women. I believe he had a son as well. And we dated. We were great together, and I didn't mind what he did at night, and he didn't mind what I did at night, as long as our emotions stayed intact with each other.
And that's all that matters.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, let that, sit, let that hit a little bit. Okay. Yeah.
And I would do it again.
And that's the whole spectrum thing. That's the whole spectrum thing, and I'm learning that every day. I am about to be 36, y'all, in May 18, okay? 36, right? Because you thought it was 26. Because at the club, they be like, you 26? I be wanting to say yes. But it's like now I'm as open as I ever was. I was like, that's nasty. I would never, she's bugging. Ew, I was. And I've learned that even if I don't want to partake, I'm happy that you're happy. It literally makes me happy at this point. I'm just big on, it's consensual, there's no children involved. I'm good. You good? I'm good. And it's making me, someone who's having such a hard time dating in Massachusetts, it's making me understand that maybe there's some barriers I need to break down. You know what I mean? Not necessarily that I need to just be pansexual, but maybe I need to be a little bit more open to what love is. You know what I mean? To what sex is. Because I get it. Listen, as much as I love brothers, I get the part that if you don't emotionally touch me, I don't want to have sex with you. There is something there. I also get that there's been women who have emotionally touched me that has me like, damn, you're not a guy. Interesting. But I care about you. I like you. Damn. You know what I mean? The piece for me is I love men. I want to marry men. I want to be with a man. I do find women attractive. I have been sexually active with women, but I've never felt like I can love a woman. You know, maybe I can, maybe I won't. Stay tuned. You never know. Check in 20 years. But it's not even like I want to change that. I want to have a husband. I do. That's what I want. That's what I believe God wants for me. But I've learned to not be so critical of myself being bi, because nobody knows. This is actually like, I'm coming out right now. Ooh. I never told family. I have 5 best friends. This is one of them. She know. Don't maybe another one. I no. I don't tell. I haven't told. Particularly because if I feel like I don't love a woman, then what is there to tell? If I'm just partaking in sex and I'm having fun, what is it to tell grandma? You know what I mean? Grandma, I want to bring a man home, and that's what you need to wait for. What I do over here, you know, but it's also the fact that because my mind has been closed, you have the family barriers, you have the religious barriers, you have the cultural barriers, and you get a certain age and you have to ask yourself, is that what's stopping me from being happy? You know, I've been a monogamous person all my life. I've been thinking about that poly shit. I really have. A lot of it is family, money, and that's a lot of that what attracts me right now. But it's also the freedom, because you've been taught so much to be monogamous that you think that's what you have to keep striving for until you're 36 like me, and then you realize you're not married yet, and maybe you shouldn't be monogamous. And maybe that's why, you know what I mean? You start to think, well, shit, maybe these barriers got to come down to figure out why I haven't reached my ultimate happiness. And that's where I'm at, and I'm still continuing to get there, okay? So, yeah, you heard it, Mom.
I just wanted to answer. That was very beautiful. I just want to say before I lose the thought quickly, I appreciate the fact that you felt open enough to share that with us just now. And
I'm like, girl, it's the night. I'm gonna say this shit. It's gonna be on YouTube. We're gonna see what happens. You know?
But that's also what I want to say about exploring your sexuality. And I was thinking about this. I was like, I'm gonna ask them this later, and it's gonna be like, boom, on their head top, and they're gonna be like, damn, where'd she come with that? But sexual energy is not just about sex and sexuality and what gender is and all of those things. Sexual energy, because I'm an artist, I recognize it's also creative energy. It's creativity, period. And I know that a lot of us here are creatives. The energy of, or like what a lot of spiritualists believe and a lot of people believe, is that sex, the point of sex is to procreate, right? Which is why naturally sexual energy is creative energy. But at the same time, sex also has the power to like help you form connections and like make you inspired and put you in a different, it's like a very high frequency. You get what I'm saying? Like, think about when you've had really great sex with somebody. You feel good as fuck. You're like, damn, you're on top of the world. You might go to work. Yeah, if you come at the same time with somebody, shit like that. Like, you are forming a beautiful marriage with that person at that moment. And it's because, like, the energies align and everything aligns in that way. And you're putting that force in there. Kind of like when you are making a song and it's so fucking good. You're like, damn, I did it with that one. Or you write a poem or you write a piece and you're like, when I perform this shit, they're gonna be like, wow. Or when you make a painting, when you draw something, you're like, damn, I snapped. I went off with this. It's like those endorphins that are released. You know what I mean? That feeling that you're feeling. So I kind of forgot where I was going with this. That's all right. But the fact exploring sexuality is able to help you connect with that side of yourself as well, and just like, you know, a higher being.
But you think so? You think being an artist, exploring your sexuality is something that made you a better artist, or at least dove deeper into like your different artistries?
I think that I am a person who, at a certain age, recognized that like I possessed this ability
whether it was with art or it was also with my ability to pull anybody I fucking wanted. So it's like I
Say that. Game?
say
Pickup
that.
artist?
What was that? Was that?
You said you could pull anybody that you wanted.
Yeah,
so like a pickup
essentially.
artist.
Say that.
Yeah, I don't want to say a pickup artist, but I just recognize these things about myself, and self-awareness is everything. You know what I mean? Like knowing yourself, knowing your strengths, knowing your abilities. It's not like I feel like I was the most attractive person in the world. I just know that the person that I am, or like the way that I present in the world, people would be attracted to it. So I know that I could have anybody I wanted, and I began to explore that. You know what I mean? And I often would relate that to my art, just as an artist, naturally. You know what I mean? Like if I was dating somebody, you might see representations of them in my artwork. You know what I mean? Or the piece might be a depiction of how I feel with this person, or how this person makes me feel. Things like that. And then I went to art school, and the conversation furthered with the connections between creativity and sexuality, and how sexual energy is essentially just creative energy. And then you dive into spirituality, and you're reading all these books, and they're telling you to onk your sexual energy and don't come, and semen retention and all this shit. Yeah. Like you just get deeper and deeper into it, and you're like, damn, okay.
Semen
So
retention.
can I? Yeah.
Wait,
Go ahead.
Sorry, we haven't heard. Sorry,
Yes, I know you've been chilling. And she let that scotch is doing its job.
I'm not gonna go hard, but like it's ironic because like your sacral energy, like if you look at the chakras, right, your 7 energies, right, your sacral energy is the one you hit before your heart.
Say it again. Yes.
The sacral, right?